mind when they are when they are setting up that digital library.
You can verify or fact check me with any other person.
Okay.
The people kicking against, I'm a realist. The people kicking against the implication of JAWS in Nnamdi Azikiwe universities is still the visually impaired students.
Why do you say so? Because they are the ones that are still complaining.
Okay. Well, when people ask you certain things, you tend to give them certain answers without living real. I mean, people live in delusions. That's their own cup of anything inside.
Okay.
But these are the same people telling you that you can't install JAWS, that is going to affect us and people coming behind. The person who granted that interview with you, you can verify from that person. I don't know who the person is. But the people kicking against it happens to be these same visual impaired students. I can confirm to you.
I don't get you when you said that when you install it, that it will do what?
Affects them.
How?
Thank you. Now, when you install JAWS in digital library in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, because you've brought it to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, right?
Yes.
Now, when you install JAWS with the computers there, they ask you this simple question. Why would you want to disable the ability of human readers, which GS or every other example being taken there provides for you? Number two, that not everyone understands how the JAWS reads. Number three, not everyone has the slightest knowledge of computer. Not everyone.
Now, this is my take now on all these points you make. We are talking about Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Okay.
Are you telling me if our education system is inclusive and a visually impaired student from JSS1 is trained very well on how to use computer, by the time that student will be entering university, all these excuses you are mentioning will be a thing of the past? Don't you think so? It's because they have been denied this opportunity. All those materials needed, all those assistive materials needed for them to start early enough from JSS1 to get used to this equipment. Yes. Because by the time they enter Nnamdi Azikiwe, it will be a thing of the past. They will not be afraid of it. It's because they don't use it. And how do you want them to start using it all of a sudden?
This is actually an argument to Mad Verekum dear. Why? You're a person of authority when it comes to learning. But here is the fact. Live on the reality of not everybody. Can I confirm to you something? That everybody in computer science class in second year in a university, not all of them knows the basics of computer.
Now,
hence, you can't put every single human being in a particular
Let me tell you something. In today's world, this world is moving towards a particular dimension now.
Dimension which is
everything in this life is being digitalized,
which falls back to my original argument.
I'm coming. Since everything is being digitalized, it is no longer, if you are studying computer science, now digitalization have come to stay, and it will be a part of life. It will be a way of life.
Let me give you an answer.
It will be a way of life. My argument is, if Nigeria education system will start from the junior level, junior class, to inculcate computer training for visually impaired persons, by the time they will enter university, all those excuses you are mentioning here will be a thing of the past. Believe you me. Yes. Okay, now let me tell you. You have your phone. Is it not true?
It's true.
Have you noticed that phone have become a part of everybody's life? True or false?
Everyone's life.
Yes. If you don't, if you forget your phone at home and you are somewhere, you will notice that you will not feel comfortable until you go back to your house and get that phone.
But do you still agree with me that many people do not know any other thing apart from WhatsApp, call, and YouTube?
It's because those people you are talking about, go and check. They are not from this Gen Z age.
They're not from the Gen Z age?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Starting from this small age now.
They're not from this Gen Z age.
Gen Z age, they are researchers. They are researchers. They want to know.
You are now giving a definition of Gen Z. Anyone born around the turn of the millennium, anyone born in the turn of the millennium is a Gen Z. Now, you are bringing this only on secondary schools. Let me. I don't know if I should say let me bust your bubbles. Let us even bring it down to special education, which happens to be an inclusive, or let's say, okay, not inclusive, but an exclusive education system for people living with disability. For people living, I would say people living with disability, because the one I went to has deaf and dumb there. Good. Now, but we are discussing on visual impairment. Before we went there, I was told that I am going to learn how to use my finger to read, which is actually Braille. Reading and writing.
Yeah.
Number 2, I am going to learn typewriting. Number 3, I am going to learn computing. Did you know that with the exclusiveness of that school, the computing aspect of that school is nowhere to be found? The typewriting aspect of that school is solely on you to learn. So what would you have to say about that? Because when I tell you've initially approved my points where I said that these are expensive, and some of these schools, secondary schools, are doing it on a level of magnanimity.
I want to make a particular point here. When you said that these equipments are expensive, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, I would have loved you to accept that our schools are not inclusive. Why? Because these equipments are expensive. Not telling me that they are inclusive, but the equipments are expensive. You study philosophy?
Of course.
Yes. In philosophy, under logic, we have what is called square field position. And under square field position, it says a thing cannot be said to be and not be at the same time. You can't tell me that something is inclusive, and at the same time you are telling me that it's not inclusive. That is a fallacy. You can't make such a fallacy. You can only tell me that these schools cannot provide this thing. Because they cannot provide it, they are not inclusive. They will look for a better way to make those schools inclusive. That is the point. Now, how much is laptop? For a very managing laptop in Nigeria today is about 400,000, 500,000. Even the cheapest one you can afford. A blind person need a digital recorder. Do you know how much is digital recorder? The cheapest digital recorder a blind person can manage today is about 30 to 40,000 naira. A blind person need JAWS to install JAWS on a laptop. Funny enough, JAWS is even more expensive than the laptop itself. Some JAWS are more than 500,000, depending on the version of the JAWS you want to buy. How many visually impaired person can afford it? This is making education system very, very uninclusive for person with visual impairments.
Can I now make my submission?
I'm listening.
Very good. This is a rhetorical question. Whose job is it to purchase these things? That's number 1. Number 2, are the students willing? It is another thing for you to have a pattern of formation. These same students that during their secondary school days, they are not even malleable to formation. Are they willing, open to even accept, to even bend and do this? They complain all the time. We see them. Another one is this. I didn't make any fallacy. You can actually say something on percentage of this. If you put it that way, that means you're extremist. So I said, this so and so percentage and so and so percentage to some thing does not make it a fallacy. Now, my 49%, why is it? I asked a question previously, and I'm still going to repeat the question. The little one we have, how many are making use of it? When you bring Braille on the side of a whole lot of visually impaired people in secondary and tertiary level, they tell you, take that thing away. Who is still dealing on Braille today? This is realism. Then again, those little ones, the Mabok, the stylus, your parents, see, privileges are meant to be enjoyed and not to be abused. You are being given privilege in that secondary school.
No, it's not a privilege. In today's education is not
it's a right.
Education it's a right, not a privilege.
Okay, education itself is a right. But what I'm telling you is that you not paying in a school that is paying is a privilege. And that was why I called it an act of magnanimity from the school. Now, your parents should contribute their own quota. You see that parents are running away from their responsibility to even help these children who are disabled.
I want to...
now,
can I...
Let me just round it up here.
Go on.
Let me just round. Now, if the willingness is there to do things with Braille and to do things with computing, it doesn't mean that I'm a computer, I have a knowledge of computing to a certain level, and I believe some other persons are good in that. It does not negate the fact that, people are not learning it. But the willingness of heart is not there from the visually impaired people to even use the little ones in their possession to do things. Nobody's reading Braille. When you go to secondary schools that have Braille, they are dusty and the students are there and it's open. They are using that place to do a second refectory. So these are things. They prefer the recorder. They prefer their phones to all of this. Though people have their preference. But what I'm saying is that at least the ones you've had in your special education, you should be able to use it, sustain it. Sustain it. This is my point.
Okay, I want to come in here. Many visually impaired person that I have mingled with, yes, most of them are dropping Braille with reason. The reason is this. They will tell you, when I Braille, a sighted person cannot read it. I'm coming.
All right.
I need an equipment that I can communicate not just to a fellow blind person, because Braille is like this, having communication between you and another blind person, because a sighted person will not be able to read Braille. So most of the time, it is a limitation on the side of the blind person communicating with the sighted people. So they will now prefer to go into the modern technology. Now, the modern technology, which is laptop, computer, the mobile phones, and all these things, which are quite expensive, they cannot afford it.
So whose responsibility is it to provide
now,
it?
The responsibility, if
I'm
we
sorry,
can,
let me make
yes,
a clarification.
yes,
Let me make a
I'm
clarification.
coming.
Okay.
I give you a lot of
right.
time to talk.
All right.
When you go to Europe, America, their governments are there catering for persons with disability, not just persons with visual impairments. Yes, when you go to advanced country, even persons with disability, they also pay them some stipend. But here in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we on our own. In fact, let me tell you one of the reasons why spirituality is more in Africa. Is because when you are visually impaired, people will now start shouting, hey, all the trouble, who will begin to cater for this person. In America, when you are declared legally blind, Immediately they submit your documents to the government. They start paying you. You start receiving things from government. Government will assist you. If you're a visually impaired person in UK and you come there to do your masters, the school will provide you with materials that will assist you as a visually impaired person to have a smooth education in their school. Yes. But here in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we all want to push this responsibility to ourselves, to that visually impaired person, to the parents of that visually impaired person. What is the government doing to assist this kind of people? That is the question you're supposed to ask yourself.
I think
yes, because these persons with disability, especially persons with visual impairments, are people with special needs, and the government needs to provide some of these things that are very, very expensive. Yeah.
Okay. Let me make these statements that